The purpose of this project is to explore communication styles. Some of the communication styles that are talked about in this project are direct, initiating, supportive, and analytical. These are interesting categories, but I would like to take a page from our member Matthew Gavlak and say we all embody all of these different communication styles at different times. Each one has its time, the time when it's correctly suited. I don't think that we have individual communication styles that belong to us and that go along with us for our entire lives. Instead, I think we adapt the way that we're communicating to the environment. Personally, I'm less interested in the particular style of expressing oneself. I'm more interested in trying to foster a connection through communication. So one way versus two-way communication. When I signed up for this particular path, visionary communication, I did so partly because I have a lot of political interests that I hope to express more effectively. Specifically, I'm part of the Potrero Hill Democratic Club. I'm politically active, and I want to further the goals of the group that I'm interested in politically and help to cause my side of politics to have success. But I have a little bit of discomfort with the idea of visionary communication. It sounds a little bit like a visionary communicator is supposed to be some kind of prophet who's bringing down their wisdom from on high. And rather, I just don't think that that's a great way to communicate. I would hope that instead, communication is some kind of exchange. And I would like to get better at that collaborative communication. Why do I want to communicate better? Because I want to be loved. No, no, really, I want to communicate better because I want to be useful and I want to serve. And why do I want to be useful and serve? Because I want to be loved. Ha ha, only serious. I've had a few communication attempts in the past few months that have had some varying success. In November, I heard about this thing called Inkhaven. It's a residency at a place called Lighthaven in Berkeley, where people apply and they get to live there for a month. But in order to stay in the residency, they have to blog every day, do a 500-word blog post every day. Otherwise, they get kicked off the island. Well, that sounded really interesting to me. I said, well, I could do my own DIY Inkhaven. So I did it. And it was really interesting to write 500 plus words every day for a month. But what I didn't get out of it was two-way communication. I didn't have a lot of readers. I didn't have a lot of people responding to me. And when people responded to me, most of the time, I didn't really feel as though they were engaging me or I was engaging things that they were interested in. I think that's one lesson that I could take. In order to get to two-way communication, you can't just pull some ideas out of your head and throw them at the world. It's more important to be responding to someone else, to something else that someone else is interested in. And if you want to engage, not necessarily an audience, but some kind of a collaboration, then you need to listen. You can't just speak. Another thing that I've been doing recently is called interintellect. And this I just love. It reminds me very much of St. John's. It's like a global book club. We meet on Zoom. There are meetings all the time. I can really only go to ones on weekends, but engaging with authors, philosophers, and then having conversations with people who have really great ideas. I find that that has gotten to that kind of collaborative exchange and that kind of two-way communication that I'm seeking. But I think in order to really scratch that itch that I have, it's important to get to quality. And the secret to getting to quality is quantity. So I wasn't going down the wrong path when I was writing every day. Here's my 5-point prescription for communicating better. The first thing is to write more. And I was definitely writing more in November. I'm still writing more now, not necessarily in that context, but I want to say there is something unique about taking a pen and writing things down pen to paper. We've lost something when we go to computers and we compose on computers. We've lost something when I dictate journals. It's really fun, but I'm trying to do way more pen to paper because there's something that happens, a little switch that goes off in your mind when you write with a pen on paper. The second one is listen better. So pay attention to what people are saying and respond to what they say. Don't just try to say like, okay, well, that's really cool, but here's this idea that I've got in my brain. So listen to what people say and actually respond to them. And then the final thing, well, two more things. The penultimate thing is bring emotion to communication. If you're communicating in a monotone, if you're communicating without emotion, people might not think that you care, but people are way more interested when you can show that you care, that you really love the thing that you're talking about. And then finally, in my blog posts, the ones that got the most response are the ones where I was telling stories. Tell stories. That's something that we learn here in Toastmasters as well. Thank you.